All right, hey guys, Kid here, Burn One Shadowverse Evolved channel. As always, we're back with a third set review for the Passion Starter. If this is where you're joining us for some reason, this set is we're doing it a little different. We're reviewing each starter deck that comes out, which is cool, passion, and cute. Because it does have cards that are unique to each starter that are not available in the booster, and then we'll jump into the booster after that, and go over all the cards then. But as always, I'm joined with friend of the channel and everything. Presha, want to say hi?
Howdy.
And then we're joined with another special guest, first time, or I guess third video in this instance. Captain recently got top 8 at the Grand Showdown. I'm going to say this in every opening just to be annoying. But yeah,
I love
Captain.
the glazing. Don't worry.
Yes. By the end of all these videos, my nose is going to be so brown. Don't worry. All right, let's hop into this. If this is your first time in our set review, this is the rating key we go by here. S being like a defining card for the crafter meta, and then F is the non-impactful won't see play area of stuff. If you need to read this, pause now. We're just going to jump right into it. All right, so here is the first, I guess we're going to talk about the Passion Earrings first. This is kind of the mechanic of Cinderella Girls. If you're playing a Cinderella Girls deck, you get to start your game with 5 of these in the EX area. You can play them for the cost here to get the effect, which is heal 1 and draw a card, which most of the time you're probably not going to be doing, because a lot of other cards have effects that are called lessons. You use these, you banish these from your EX zone to gain effects as part of the cost for those like lesson effects. We'll jump here right into the first card, which is Mio Honda, Positive Passion. 6-drop, 5/5 Swordcraft follower, has Rush, Fanfare. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may put a Passion follower from among them onto your field. Put the remaining cards into your cemetery, and then has activate 2 play points and lesson 2. So in this case, you'll banish 2 of those lessons in your EX zone. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may put a Passion Flower among them onto your field and put the remaining into your cemetery. So for an extra 2 play points, you get to activate this Fanfare effect again with 2 lessons as well. This is an interesting card too because it doesn't matter the cost. So like you can just flip over 2 10-cost Passion Followers and have 2 of those on the board, and suddenly for 8 play points you got like 28 play points worth of stats on the board. But I don't know if there I don't know if there is any like huge payoff followers for this in Passion. So I guess we'll go through this deck and we'll find out eventually. But I could see a lot of potential for this, but it just really depends on what we're getting. What do you guys think?
I wish she was better. She's like the only Cinderella girl I know. I love the original Iron Master, but I don't know about Cinderella girl. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, there needs to be a 10-drop 10/10 that wins the game. And that's pretty much it. Especially because it's just you just check top 2. Yeah, this is like the New Age Gold ship, but like worse. Probably, ironically.
Nice. So you're saying I'm going to play 3 in my deck. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even true. I mean, it's not worse than Gold Ship, but it's pretty terrible. I like that if she survives, you can just like activate it twice on the next turn. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I just think there's not really much. This entirely depends on there being other good Passion followers. If there isn't, if we end up rating everything below like a C here, this card is probably the best card still, but at the same time, it just doesn't do much.
Yeah, I assume this is kind of like the boss monster of Passion. We get this cool board built off of, Passionate board built off of this 6-drop that can go crazy. Yeah, but it's kind of at the end of the day, it kind of depends on what's happening. So like preemptively, I'm going to kind of give this like, I think this effect might actually be like pretty good just because you can get anything. It kind of sucks you only get to see the top 2 cards of your deck. Maybe there's some deck manipulation going on. I'm going to be a little bit generous right now and give it a B. I could see this going either way, going back down or back up, depending on what other cards we're looking at in the set.
Yeah, I kind of like a B as well. I think I mean, you just have to have your deck just have like an average value that like is pretty good. And she has Rush, so she'll be able to kill something, and she kind of affects the board. So it's I.
Yeah, I think we've seen that these decks are very follower heavy. So if you're playing this, you're probably not going to ever miss like on a spell or something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it just to me, looking at the 2 cards, if you hit a 1-drop or a 2-drop, you've just not accomplished anything. So it scares me a little, especially calling it the boss monster.
Yeah. Well, so far it seems like the first card has been like the big standout card for each starter we've seen so far. So I assume like this is kind of what they want you to do with the deck, right? Which is summon a bunch of extra stuff. We'll see how it goes. Next card here.
Alrighty. Aiko Takamori, Handmade Happiness. 4-mana 4/4 activate. Engage 3 passion followers on your field. Put a passion follower from your hand onto the field and give it the following effect. At the end of the start of your end phase, return this card to its owner's hand. Horrible. Wow, this card sucks. This is so sad. What would you do for a Sahak Wheel? And I would not do this. This is not good. Is it because it returns the card you put on the field, right? It doesn't return this, right? You don't like.
No, yeah. So you put a card and then it comes back in your hand, right? So you have to have
Why
some.
do you have to have 3 passion follows on the field for this?
I don't know.
This would be terrible. This would be terrible even if you had to engage like 2 or her. Because like Sahag, like I don't know. I guess they haven't done Sahag Wheel in Evolve, but like it's a cool like control card, but it's like I don't know. No, this card sucks.
Yeah, to me, you're just never going to have those. I mean, it counts itself as a passion follower for this. I just don't see you ever having the other 2 in order to do it. I mean, it's the same thing with Mio. If there's another really high end follower that, you can basically play twice, and then it's because you play it once, it's now safe, and then you can play it again. Maybe, but.
Yeah, it's wild too because you're essentially giving up a minimum 2 attacks also that turn to be able to play something out of your hand that you can cheat out on, like let's say turn 4 if somehow we get lucky and there's 2 things on the board to even engage at this point. So like it almost feels like that card that you play from hand has to do some really ridiculously busted stuff that you do want to see later in the game as well. Otherwise, this is just like such a negative tempo. Like this is just a really weird card. I feel like it'll never see play, but hopefully I'm wrong because then the card is busted. But I'm kind of in the F category.
Yeah, I also feel like I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, this card sucks.
It was that bad you already forgot.
I was like, I was gonna try to save this. I was like, wait, maybe not.
All right, next card.
All right, so this is Akane Hino, Positive Passion. It is a 8-drop 7/7 with Storm. Fanfare, lesson 3 and discard 2 passion cards to deal 6 to each enemy follower on the field and draw 2 cards. Honestly, I mean, if this is cheated out by either of the previous 2,
that makes the other card slightly better, but yeah.
Yeah. It not costing any play points to activate that effect makes this very good. And it just cycles cards for you. It's not like you're discarding 2 and now you're an empty hand.
Yeah, and you get to answer some big body on the board too, because 6 will definitely remove like basically everything in the game at this point. There's very few followers that go beyond 6 life in this game, especially on turn 4. If you're actually like popping off on turn 4, like cheating this out with the last card. I kind of like this card in general. This is definitely more of the actual boss monster, I feel like, and then the other 2 cards supplement this boss monster being played a couple times or for free, essentially, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you survive a full coup on turn, this might be the play that wins you the game. You remove their board, including wards, and storm for game. But I don't know how well this can survive a coup on turn. So
yeah, this is like my favorite card of this set so far. This is awesome. This definitely makes me want to like actually try this deck. Like this is really cool.
Yeah.
Like now it makes the 4-drop seem way better because it's like okay, even if you cheat this out on 6, like you play 2 1-drops and then play the 4-drop and then and then you're cycling, you're getting 7 damage and you're clearing the board, and then you still have a board. Obviously they're all tapped, but that's really cool. And then this is the finisher. You can flip this over with Mio. Yeah, I actually think this card's really awesome.
Yeah, calling it a turn 6 storm for 7, wipe the board. That is insane.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking? I almost want to actually give this S because I feel like this is like the only pay. Like,
Yeah.
so far, this is like the big payoff for passion. It seems like I'm
I
gonna.
guess what's our key? It's like I guess it is for the craft. I guess we're considering Q or passion a craft. I guess yeah. I mean, it is the only reason you'd play passion.
So far,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Like worst case scenario, I still think this is an A, right?
I think A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure an
That makes
A.
me want to change the 4-drop.
Okay, the issue, like going back to the 4-drop really quick, I still think this card is pretty bad a lot of the times because it's even on 6, it requires you to have 2 1-drops to play. Just looking back at this card,
Yeah.
And I think if we end up coming up with some passion deck that is insane, this card probably is not going to make the cut. That is my assumption right now, but maybe it's still in there before the crazy high rolls or something ridiculous, you know. But
yeah.
I'm kind of still happy with giving this an F. Maybe it is a D in the sense of like it, but maybe by the end of this we'll come back. Well, you know, we'll talk about it at the end, and if we think we need to change it, we'll go back to it because maybe this is the whole gimmick of passion. All right, next card here. Kaoru Ryuzaki, 1-drop 2/2 Dragoncraft follower. Activate 2 play points if there are at least 5 passion cards in your cemetery. Select the flower in your cemetery and add it to your hand. This ability can be activated once per turn.
Oh my gosh, this deck is so sick.
This is a really good goblin.
This might bring me back to play.
Bro just turned around.
All right, Presha, you and I, we're gonna work hard. We're gonna make the best passion deck ever. Trust.
Like this is actually such a cool idea for a deck. I actually am really liking everything so far because like this is because it plays into the 4-drop because it's just a goblin, and then if it sticks or whatever. Or if it sticks to the extra, you can just get whatever you threw back, threw way back. You can just get more resources and stuff, and then also you can just use it at any point in the game as well.
Yeah, like this.
If it's a fast game, you just play it on the board to like trade into things the next turn. If it's a slow game, you could just use this to get resources and stuff. You use it every turn as well.
Yeah, in a way too. This just. If you play this as a 3-of, which I think you basically will end up doing because it's a really good goblin, it effectively makes this 3 extra copies of every card in your cemetery at any point, which adds like a lot of consistency. Obviously, it's going to cost some extra play points to get it out. Like even like doing something wacky on like turn 9, you play this to play the 6-drop or something, get it back to your hand or whatever. This card just is really good. Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty happy with this. Any thoughts, Captain?
I have nothing else to add on that. You guys hit it.
Dude, this is probably an S, right? Like I feel like this is.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
it is. It seems like such a good payoff for passion.
Yeah.
Maybe an A, but
yeah, I think there's part of me that's leaning towards A just because having that you have to see the right cards already to want to grab something from the graveyard. I mean, it has the upside of if you've seen those cards, but a lot of the times you might just be playing this as a goblin. But that upside is just very good. If it works out, it works out. So
yeah, it's because I really like cards like this where you draw them into the late game and you're like, okay, this card is not dead. It's not just a 1-drop 2/2. It does something that's pretty nice, and it's an effect that I would like. Like I would be happy to play this in almost every craft I currently play in. Like just having this random on-trait goblin that does something beneficial seems so good.
Yeah, exactly,
yeah. Maybe we're hyping up a little too much. Maybe this should be an A and maybe even a B. But I really like this card, so I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it now. So next card.
All right, Susan.
Evil. All right, this is actually an S+ card.
Let's all time. This is the greatest deck of all time. Suzuho Ueda, 3-mana 3/3, evolve for 1. Look at the Peep the Horror. The Fanfare Peep the Horror. On evolve, reveal the top card of your deck and select an enemy follower on the field. Deal X damage to the enemy follower. X equals the original cost of the real card. This card sucks.
Let me tell you though, I would be so tilted looking at this face as a tree swinging into me to end the game. I'd be like, it's over, dude.
The issue is you have to play. Maybe you just have to play this because you have no other like Dragon Warrior equivalent in Passion. But also, like, is this so far? Is this deck? This deck might not even be like a full. You have to play full Passion.
It might not be. You definitely probably want to be heavily passioned,
You want it heavy.
obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not super impressed with this card, but this card is ridiculous. And
This
the
is
art.
the best art almost
Yeah.
in the game. Like, I mean, this versus Owlcat.
Yeah, the evolve on this is just so good.
But also, like, what's going on in the background of the like,
Dude, yeah.
like, she's dressed up with the shark
Or is it a huge like tuna fish thing? Oh my god. Oh man, these are like characters I don't care about Cinderella girls at all, so I have no idea about their lore. So it's just funny seeing this art. Like,
I mean, I might have to figure out what this lore is because this is just too crazy.
There's just too much going on for it to not be interesting.
Like, look beneath the text box. Is that like a nuke?
I think it's a mushroom. I think it's a mushroom top.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's much like it's a dragon warrior. You know, sometimes you'll deal 8 damage, sometimes you'll deal 1 damage. So
yeah,
I'm gonna put a D as well.
D for a dragon warrior.
D for terrible dragon warrior, but yeah.
True. Who is this? Is this?
This will be me.
Yeah.
So Miria Akagi, it is a 2-drop 2/2 that evolves for 1 on fanfare, 2 play points and a lesson to make it a 3/3. And then on evolve, discard a passion card to draw 2 cards. So basically at the end of the day, it's a 5-drop 4/4 that draws 2 and discards 1.
Yeah, if you like pump everything into it. I think most of the time it's just the 2-drop Evo, stat line that cycles or
No, you go up. You go up 1 on this, which is nice, right?
Well, I guess if you consider a 3/3, like
well, I mean, as far as card go, right? You play a card to the board, and then you go up a card in hand. So
yeah, and I guess it helps because you want stuff on the board for this deck.
And this actually helps you draw into like the Big Haven craft. Right? Because you need to have something in hand for if we're actually playing this 4-drop forest card earlier. Then that would make sense because getting cards in hand will be quite important for that effect to go off. But
I mean, this is an S in the archetype or in the. I mean, really insane.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it doesn't see play, honestly, because I think the Evo side is pretty insane. The front side is all right, like the fanfare lesson effect. But I feel like a lot of times this is just like you went second this game, so you're just gonna this on 2 Evo point, draw 2, ditch 1, draw 2, like your own little pot of greed going on here. So
yeah,
yep,
all right,
pretty simple.
Next card here is another Swordcraft 3-drop 2/4 follower, Miyu Yuguchi. It's a ward fanfare. Look at the top card of your deck. Put the top card of your deck into your cemetery. If the original cost of that card was an odd number, draw a card. If it was an even number, give your leader +2. So I assume she's on some game show. So that this is on flavor.
Econo Dictus, but like definitely worse. But maybe it's still not that bad.
It's interesting because the card you mill just doesn't. It will never go into your hand. It's just either you heal 2 or you draw the next card, right?
Well, I mean, like that's the thing is that it plays into the 1-drop goblin that if you throw your turn or your 8-drop Akane into the graveyard, you're able to grab it way earlier than if you were trying to just dig for it.
Yep. Stat line seems okay. I'm kind of okay on this card. It doesn't like super blow me away. I guess it also depends on like how you construct your deck with the numbers of evens and odds you end up playing, right?
Yeah. I don't think you're ever playing this card. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's unplayable. I just don't think you're. I mean, I guess that's
it's kind of statted well as a like 3-drop ward. That's like the part that like makes it kind of better. If it didn't have ward, I think this card would be abysmal at best. So, all right, next card.
This is me, right?
Yeah.
Go Matsuyama, 4-mana 4/4 Evo for 1. Select a passion follower in your cemetery that originally cost 3 or less play points to put on the field. What are we looking for that?
The last card we just saw.
The last card, the game show. Let's go gambling. well, let's keep an eye on 3-drops, but this seems really good, right? Because it fills the board. That I remember what I was gonna say when I said I forgot what I was gonna say on the 4-drop. Is we haven't seen any sort of like Oathless Knight type cards where it like does 2 bodies. This kind of works, but obviously she doesn't come down before the 4-drop comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a let's keep an eye out for the 3-drops. So far, there's not good 3-drops yet, but
it has potential for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'll say C for now, I think.
I'm kind of leaning more towards D, and once I see like the payoff is worth more, then I'll probably willing to push it up. It definitely, if it finds its home, it'll probably be really good. If it doesn't, it'll probably never see play.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the D as well. There's a lot of scenarios where the deck is definitely wanting you to have bodies on field, but again, this is a 5 cost to play 2 bodies. I don't know if those are going to survive into the next turn, and so it helps the game, or the game plan, but it doesn't protect them in any way. So
yeah.
All right, next card here.
So, okay, 9-drop. This is Kirari Moroboshi. It costs 3 less to play if there are any followers in your field that originally cost 1 play point. It is a 9-cost 9/9 that has ward and fanfare. Refresh each follower on your field.
This is the best deck of all time.
I'm playing Passion.
This could be
this is the best deck of all
sounds
time.
like such a hype deck.
This is the coolest. This is the coolest Shadowverse deck I've ever seen. like in terms of the physical.
Yeah, the interactions and like the idea of this like archetype is actually really cool. I'm really excited for it actually now.
This makes Ico so much better because if you on turn 4 you can have 2 other things, play this off of the Ico and refresh all of them. That immediately just gets away from the fear that we had, but at the same time it's going back to your hands, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's you only need one, like you just need one drop, which we already seen a couple good ones. It's a 6-mana 9/9 that like even if you just see your 1-drops in this card, we have a game plan. We're swinging, we're swinging for the hills. We're trying to try to just hit him in the face, and then we drop this and get like a D-shift turn basically. And then if we have our other stuff, our 4-drop, our 6-drop, or our 8-drop, or not really the 8-drop, but we have our 4 or 6-drop, we're trying to just like make a big board, swings, flip this over. It's basically D-shift. It's a 9/9. It's a 9/9 ward. Like that'll survive a Crimson Meteor Storm. Oh man, this is so sick.
Again, it just, I guess it's not any reliance on typing or archetype or anything, but like to me it's just the deck still has the issue of being able to keep followers on the field. So if you can, this is instantly a great card, but at the moment we're not seeing any aura, we're not seeing anything that like will keep things alive. And so I'm a little worried about it.
Yeah, I would like to say that, I hate that Captain brought us away from a magical Disneyland adventure where we were like having fun on the ride. Everything was going correctly. Our opponent wasn't moving our board or anything. And then he had to bring us back down to the real world. And turns out we're all just like poor people who can't do anything.
Yeah. Even if they do remove stuff, like Mio still is just like, you just have so much value cards in this deck. Like even Mio flipping anything in the deck over is still like,
that's true.
And if they don't remove it, which a 5/5 and anything, if our average deck, cost or whatever is, 3, let's say, like we're most likely going to hit a 3-drop, that's still like probably 8 worth of stats. Like that's still pretty hard to clear. And if they do clear, then okay, cool. If they cleared everything before then, everything after Mio, then we were going to lose anyway. In most decks we're going to lose anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just it's the fact that this is the main, or Idolmaster's main contender is Kuon.
Yeah.
It's a 1 card to remove this with what's his name, Curse Crafter.
Yeah, or just Rhymewind it back to hand, no problem.
Yeah, I guess Curse Crafter does. I mean, but the thinking is that like Curse Crafter does this, but it doesn't kill the other things.
That's
like
true.
It has to do full thing, and that's 5 mana and that's like probably the turn because they can't D-shift. Like if this eats up like a D-shift turn or like a D-shift opportunity, then I'm fine with that, you know.
Yeah. What's really interesting about this card too is like getting off a Honda too is like kind of spooky because like maybe you do have like a couple like 1-drop followers like stragglers behind, right? And you swing in for like 3-4 damage and then play your Honda and hit this, and then suddenly those 1-drops are swinging again. It seems there's a lot of like really like high rolly stuff that could happen with this card. I'm very curious like how passion decks end up working out and whether this card is going to be relevant or not. I guess we'll see once we read the tire booster if this actually has like a really crazy payoff or not. But I'm like, this card definitely makes me excited. Like I'm going down to Disney, going down to Splash Mountain or whatever and having fun. Which
but it's not even like it feel like it's 6 mana 9/9. Like it's not even that like Splash Mountain. Like even just a 6 mana 9/9 is insane.
Yeah, it's more. I feel like more often than not, it's going to be a 7-drop, right? Because you, I still agree. It's still. I think this card is still relatively powerful. I just don't know how I want to rate it without actually being able to play it once or twice.
The other thing I really like so far seeing it is like all of our win cons are like really high drops, but we have a lot of cycle and we have a lot of discard draw, so it's like we're probably not going to brick too often.
Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna like go on the side of caution and go with B. I feel like this card could be, depending on if the build is right, this could be an A to S tier card easy. And then it turns out Passion like really wants this to like really pop off. Like I can imagine this creating like causing the ceiling for a deck to be way higher than it should be just because this one card exists. Right, because like one misstep by your opponent, they're like, crap, I left like 2 followers on the board. There's like a 4/4 and like a 2/2 goblin, and then suddenly they're swinging in for like 12 damage because this card came down. And you're like, what just happened?
Yeah. I have Pyrovision on, so this is the best card of the game.
All right, next card here, Tokiko Zaizen, I actually know this girl's backstory, which is funny. She hates men. Well, just to put that out there for everyone. So she's a 3-drop 4/3 dragon follower. As fanfare, deal X damage to each enemy leader, where X equals the number of other IMAX CG followers on your field. That's actually kind of cute, honestly. I kind of like the effect, but it's probably not good enough. Like
the worst stat line in the game.
Yeah.
3/4. Oh,
Yeah.
This is a 3/4.
Oh man,
I know, guys.
3/4. This still sucks.
I love my burn, but it there's just I hate being the guy. When are you having 5 things on board?
Yeah.
Listen, my opponent had a heart attack, so he kept passing turn. What do you want from me? I like this character from Cinderella Girls. She's probably like second or third favorite character in the game. But this effect is like, I want to love this effect, but it's Captain obviously is right. How often are we going my opponent's passing turn and like, oh, suddenly we have like a 5-card board, so we're going to deal 5 to our opponent.
It also plays it helps in no way what we're trying to do with the deck, like at all.
No.
Well, this is actually a 3-drop that can come off of that one other card. We get a burn 2, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that makes that card worse. Yeah, it's probably a good 3-drop. You're right.
Oh man.
If there is a card in either the starter deck or in the main set that just says fill your board, this immediately gets a lot better just because it's basically Storm for 5, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah. All right, next card.
All right, Sayoko Hoshi, 2 mana 3/2, evolve for 1. This follower can't attack enemies. At the start of your end phase, give your leader +1 health, and on evolve, it loses the can't attack enemies thing, and then it deals 1 damage to each enemy leader, and then last words deals 1 damage to each enemy leader. I feel like towards the end of each of these starter decks, we lose the plot. Like, this is not what we're trying to do with this deck.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they were like, okay, we need like 1 or 2 extra cards to fill it out, and whatever. These has passion trait and it does something. So
I wish this would have had like aura or something on the unevolved side, where it's like, okay, can't attack, but at least like we are, healing every turn, and we're able to like keep a guy, keep something up for the 4-drop turn, but nah.
Yeah, they wanted to do like a smaller Lucifer, it looks like, but they just I where is the plot? I don't know
Yeah.
what Passion is trying to do right now.
Not with this card, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't even gain any stats on Evolve either.
Nope. All right, next card here.
So this is Natalia, a 2-drop 1/3 with Storm. Fanfare, select an enemy follower on the field and deal X damage. X equals the number of other Passion followers on your field. This card's a lot better. I like this a lot more outside of the 1 damage for Storm. But being able to clear something potentially could be really solid, especially with it only being 2 cost. You can play other followers before it.
Yeah, I like this card. This is like a better version of that Tokiko card or whatever, because it's like costs less, has a higher health, which we want because we want things to be living. Immediate effect. Even if it's just deal 1 to something. What there's a card in digital that's similar to this, but that I can't remember. But it's pretty good. It scales really well. It's also like one of another thing I want to keep in mind thinking about this deck is like, what are the sick cards to like refresh and attack twice on a turn? This is definitely one of them. Strike cards. Oh wait, no, it's not strike. Why am I thinking strike? Never mind. It's fanfare. Okay, it's a little bit like why did I think of strike? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
I like this card just because it's just like you go first, you play your 1-drop, they don't answer your 1-drop, they play a 1-drop in response. You play this on 2, you remove their 1-drop because you're dealing 2 to something, and most 1-drops are only going to have 2 health. And you get a Storm for 1, and you're like, okay, I cashed in my damage for this, and kind of like a bit of a quicker tempo going on there, which I like this card. I like this card a lot.
Yeah,
it just seems just like a really solid card. I think I'm giving it a B.
Yeah, it's very Fina coded.
Yeah.
I'm split between B and A though.
Listen to your heart.
We have so many 1-drops, so it's like almost always
Yeah.
gonna come down and do 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, but it's other. No, but it's other. So
Oh, wait.
only gonna do 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't kill anything. Yeah,
no,
never mind.
Wait, it kills the cools 1-drop.
The 2/1.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I knew that card was fraudulent.
Oh man. Okay, I thought it was counting this itself too. This card suddenly got a little bit worse very quickly, which kind of makes me sad because I could totally see going first 1-drop 2-drop this. That seemed like a really solid play line. Yeah, it's more like a C now. It's still like not the worst card in the world for sure.
Yeah, I guess you can hit and then no. You still need something. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough one.
It's this deck feels like it's so ready to have everything on the board, and then just doesn't have any way to accomplish that at the same time.
Yeah,
it's almost like this wants to be the cute deck, and like this is the payoff for playing cute. You get passion.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it even has the cemetery effects too, and they just
isn't that weird? Yeah.
All right, next card here. It's 3-drop 2/5 Havencraft follower Shizuku Oikawa, which has fanfare. Give your leader +2 health. If there are at least 5 passion cards in your cemetery, give your leader +4 instead. Well, 2/5 is going to be really hard to remove for the most part.
2/5 is awesome stats.
Yeah.
4 health is a lot. I kind of like this card. I just think we need to be affecting the board. I think we need to be hitting the board.
It definitely seems like if you're going to need any type of healing in the passion deck, like this is probably as of right now, obviously it's the best healing effect we have for passion. 4 is a lot, which is true. Like,
especially on turn 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it has 5 passion followers in the grave, so it will never heal for 4. That early, at least.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's just, I don't know if it has an exact home and how important is the healing going to be. If the healing turns out to be really, really important for the meta, then I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I think I would be happy with giving this a C as well. So
yeah, because like healing's already really good against Kuon, but like. I just need it to be hitting the board or doing something else.
Yeah.
Something,
I could see this.
I think it's the.
Go ahead.
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Oh, okay. I could see this seeing play just because, like, if cool aggro is such a popular deck going around, sometimes this coming down for heal 4 will probably be important occasionally. But like it not having ward or something too is kind of awkward because like you would want something like this to like even protect you even more because it has such a huge health pool that for them to get through. But yeah.
Yeah, it potentially feels like that late game top deck that's like, oh, at least I'll get one more top deck before I am dead. But
Yeah.
All right, our final card here.
Alrighty, Sanai Katagiri. I almost said Katakuri. 7/7/7 Rush Ward. This follower can't take more than 3 damage at a time. This is the greatest deck of all time, dude. This is the Kuon blocker, right? This is just you block the Kuon.
Yeah, this seems pretty annoying to get through. It's gonna take 3 things, right, to get through this 7 drop.
Yeah.
Why didn't we have this in our Umineko deck?
Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh.
The entire last set, Prussia was hating on Rhymewind, and I think this would almost make it a requirement.
Yeah. Oh, it was a master plan. I was hating on it because I didn't want them to bounce my Sinai category who's in Central Park or whatever.
Oh man. Yeah, I like this card a lot. It just It can trade favorably into a lot of things too, because even if you trade to like Genesis, not Genesis Dragon, but anything else that's really big, you deal 7 damage, they only deal 3 damage back to you, which means this is definitely going to live when it clears something big. I like this card a lot.
I would say I think it's probably if we if this is just hypothetically, like if we play the deck and we're like, damn, I'm breaking on these high cost things, this is probably the first one to go. Like out of the D shift card, the refresh card, and out of the big storm one. Like this is the only one that maybe might be like a 1 or 2 of in the deck, but it's still sort of game plan. It's a sick flip off Mio. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's kind of the thing too, is this is kind of the thing that I was wanting to see for that refresh effect. This is going to survive a turn in most situations. So you swing for 7, play the other one, the 9 drop, refresh it, swing for another 7. That's what I was looking for with the protection. So
yeah,
I'm quite impressed with this card.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Is this an A?
I'm gonna say an A.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be nice because it's
comes
an
out
craft.
late.
Like, we are living. We are.
Listen, I'm in line for Splash Mountain as we speak. I have the fast pass. They're like, "Oh, you're playing Senai Katagiri. All right, we're moving you to the head of the line. Let's go."
The main set has a card that ties it all together. After that, we can go through each of these cards again, and I'll change my answer for everything. Don't worry.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right, that's the last card for Passion. What are we guys thinking? I think I talked first the last couple times. Let's hear from you guys first.
This is, oh my gosh, this is the most hype I've been to play the game in a while. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even fake hype, whatever.
Just so you guys know, Pressure going into this was like, I'm never playing Shadowverse again.
I'm done for 6 months. I got fucking cheated. I don't want to play this fucking game anymore. And I'm definitely buying the starter deck. I'm definitely buying whatever passion cards are at the start in the deck, and I'm probably gonna play with Kit and Captain and brew something up.
Yep. Catch us in Texas, top 3 passion.
I'm not. I still ain't traveling unless this is this is the founder.
This is the sauce.
I don't know.
Just in the starter deck, there's like 4 or 5 cards that will make your entire local scream in excitement once it's dropped. And that is the best feeling that you're looking for at locals. So
I definitely got to say I was kind of in the same wheelhouse as Pressure. Like I was still playing the game because I was planning to travel for these events and stuff, but I kind of already like assumed. I was like, I'm just going to play aggro, cool. Don't really have to think that hard about what decks I want to play. Because at the time, I was just like, I'm like, the little I've saw of this meta, nothing really excited me. It just felt like I play aggro cool, or I play Kuon, or I try to be my special snowflake and play something else in between, like the Forest deck with the Anastasia, which is really good, like more combo-centric and still doing the Amata stuff. So I was not really excited to be playing anything here, but after reading this Passion starter, I'm excited to see what the other Passion cards are we're going to be getting in the main booster and see what we can come up with. Yeah, I think that is it. That being said, here's some social media stuff. Follow us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on this video. It, keeps me motivated. And every day I'm thinking of like, I just never want to make a video again. And I get one more subscriber. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do one more video. But yeah, huge shout outs to Prescia and Captain for taking the time to do these reviews with me. I really appreciate both of you for being here. You guys, either of you have any shout outs you want to do, Prescia?
No, not really. Shout out to I don't know. Maybe I'll be playing this deck, or I literally won't talk about this game ever again because the deck sucks.
Captain, you got anything?
I guess I'll try to have something coming at you guys soon. Still love this game, even though this meta is looking a little rough, but want to see people continue to play.
Yeah, for sure. This will hopefully get like 2 of the 3 starter decks are pretty good. I mean, one of them is Mount Olympus, and the other one is pretty cool. The other one's like, I don't know, pretty rough. But
we've got Hercules. He's destined for greatness, and now I don't even know who to call this, but it's gonna be great.
It's we're just back in the loop, pushing the rock up the hill.
Exactly.
Oh, this is Sisyphus.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I just perusing some of the passion cards in the main set. We might be on one. We might be on.
I have a feeling at the end, Prescia and I are going to be grinding a shit ton of passion until we find some hodgepodge of cards that work together, and possibly Captain will be there. Maybe he'll just be on Kuan still, but
he'll be like, bruh. No, he's got to stick on Kuan.
I'll have my popcorn. I'll have my popcorn.
He cannot play. Yeah. He's got to stick to Kuan.
I gotta ride it till it dies. It'll be soon. Don't worry.
If Curse Crafter actually gets hit before this set comes out, it might be interesting. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they would have already announced it. That was sort of my take, but yeah.
Yeah. Really quick before I close everything out, when did they ban Curse Crafter or restrict it to 1? Was it in set 8?
It was after the set.
Oh, it was in set 7.
Before set 7. Before set
Okay.
7.
Okay. Yeah.
There would be nothing playable in set 7 if Kuan still existed, or if Curse Crafter still existed.
Yeah.
Even then, it was still an insane deck in the format.
Yeah. Okay. It'll be interesting to see when that restriction does happen for English. But yeah, with that being said, as always, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Hopefully, we'll see you guys in the main booster set review. So we'll be updating some of our ratings on these as they pop up again when we get more context. But I'm pretty satisfied overall with how we've reviewed this stuff. I think a lot of this stuff are going to be spot on it, and hopefully some of the other like fun looking stuff we were completely wrong. It turns out it was actually cracked. I like when people subvert my expectations and like come in with like crazy stuff, kind of like what we were doing with the Grand Showdown with our Haven list, Prescia. Yeah, we were off, Umineko in the locked room.
Just no one else was brave enough. You just got to prove them wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
We did. Yeah, we proved something.
We did prove something, I guess. All right, guys. Thank you so much as always. Hopefully see you guys in our other videos later, everyone.
Bye.